Hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, sorry, the line cut off earlier. Um, I was talking about how Dermot, how he kind of lives in the sea now. Yeah. Um, Basically, I think he was just out fishing one morning in Dunleary Harbour, and he kind of suddenly realised that there was this basking shark following him, and he. Yeah, yeah, it was around that time. Do you remember me telling you? Yeah, no, anyway, I think I think he kind of realized that he was going to have to kill the basking shark because if he was going to have to kill it unless he got rid of it following him. So what he ended up doing was he managed to get it into the boat, and I think when it was passed out, or maybe he killed it then and he skinned it straight away because he thought he might as well eat it. And he kind of held it up against himself and realized that he could fit in it if he wanted to. He could actually wear it. Yeah, no, I think shark skins are supposedly make great wetsuits. Um, he said he tried it out there, and then he anchored the boat, jumped into the water in the shark skin, and just to see if he could fish with it. And he realized that he could swim underwater and catch way more fish than he was ever able to just from the boat. Yeah, yeah, straight away, I guess. But after that, he kind of got into this weird habit of of going out every single day and fishing and doing this weird underwater fishing, swimming thing in the shark suit. And it was kind of like, it seems like it turned into a bit of an obsession, every single day, and he was bringing back bigger and bigger fish and, small basking sharks. But I remember Roisin saying to my mum that he was just absolutely exhausted every night coming home. He was exhausted. So that. Yeah. So then, he was living with Roisin, his girlfriend at the time, and they'd just gotten that house. But I think after a while then he started finding it very difficult, like more and more difficult to get the suit off at night, to take it off at all. Oh, I don't know. I guess it was more of an emotional thing. I suppose if it was a physical difficulty, she could have helped him with it, but I think they kind of talked about it then, and Roisin and he decided that it was better if he left them because they couldn't go on that way. I think she found it really difficult to talk about it for a while, but she has a way of saying it now. We bumped into someone the other day, and she kind of said, "Oh, he lives in the sea now. He really just lives in the sea." That's just how much some people love the sea, and we have to accept that. No, I know, and I've no idea, but I still can't get over how somebody would give up their whole life and they just got that house and everything to be in the sea. Well, I just thought I'd tell you that anyway before you see his mum. I don't know whether or not you want to tell him. I'm gonna run off. I'll see ya. No worries. Bye.
Hi Lucy. Oh yeah, no, it's going really swell. I've only known her since Tuesday though. No, she doesn't like that so much. She said it's something to do with how she used to be a fish. She said it was something to do with how it's it's impossible to wet a fish. Yeah, of course it's true. Do you not imagine how it would feel to be perpetually wet? To be honest, it'd be better to be a
Next
fish.
station, Connolly Station.
7/10 of the planet's surface is covered in sea,
Please
after all.
change here for commuter, Lewis, bus, or intercity
Yeah.
services.
I hope she hasn't. I hope she hasn't taken the decision lightly. No, maybe it's still something to do with the lunar cycle or the moon. Anne mentioned to me today that she hasn't slept in 2 days. Oh, terrible cough. Oh God, your fish, that's horrible. I hate your fish. I don't hate your fish, I hate the way you keep your fish. The tank is disgusting. It's rancid, it's totally acidic. Do you remember when I tested it with the litmus paper? It went purple. It was purple with the litmus paper. Do you know what purple means? It means it's acidic. It's really acidic. You have to clean it. It's disgusting. Okay. Yeah. And also, my granny used to always say that that's how tsunamis happen. If you keep a fish away from water, if you keep a fish away from the sea, tsunami comes after it. Did you not hear that? Oh, look at them. There's some geese flew over me the other day when I was down on the beach, and they made such amazing noise. They were like.
In Glasgow. No, it's like a hot bath, except for I just felt, I don't know, I felt a bit different afterwards. I feel like I got a bit of it stuck in me. A bit of the sea. I've sea stomach, the way sailors have sea legs. Well, this morning I swallowed loads of seawater and I could feel it swishing around in my stomach like waves. I was queuing for my coffee and I started swaying all over the place. I don't know, so I figured out that if you swallow seawater you get like the tidal movements of the sea repeated exactly in your stomach. I asked myself the same question. So I was googling sea stomach and this, or sea in stomach, and this scientific research page came up on the BBC website, I think it was. And apparently it is true that our stomachs like work by the tides. The only way to see the sea properly is either to be in it or to get some of it in you, like food. No, you probably don't need to do that. Most people have a bit of sea in them anyway, I suppose. Like, if you ate fish... vegetarian, I forgot. Were you caught in that rain yesterday? That was from the sea. Okay, well, I was reading this thing. Yeah, okay, well, 50% of the air we breathe is made by ocean plants. Did you know that? 50% of it. 50% of all oxygen is made by ocean plants. So you don't need to be worried about not having any sea in you. Well, algae, seaweeds. Sea vegetables. Yeah, it sounds slimy, doesn't it? Did you know that it's actually one of the most nutritious foods on the planet? Yeah. Really, really high calcium levels, high iron, protein levels. And it tastes really, really nice as well. You can use it instead of salt as the base of vegetable dishes, and you can make brownies with it. No, it's actually really sweet. It just gives a little bit of a kick. The same way that you might add a bit of chili to a brownie. Okay, I'll see you later. See ya.
You can eat it, but you can't eat all of it. Is that a shell, or is that just a kind of a a kind of a group of shells? No. On a rock. grand, on the train. It's illegal. Yeah, it is. Seriously, you better not. Because of all those disputes over harvesting near Yule, basically it all started off with a Canadian company wanted the rights to the lot of it, so to develop some kind of, I think it was chicken feed, and then everybody else was pissed off, and T.D. Patrick Nolan, Lucy, basically said it was as bad, said that what the Canadians were trying to do was as bad as taking another man's suitcase in the airport. Well, I don't know, maybe it's something to do with not overexploiting resources and trying to maintain that our environment is healthy and therefore our ways of living can be sustainable and not artificial. Duh. Wait a second. It's called the Foreshore Act. It's been around for ages. Yeah, it's called the Foreshore Act. It was passed in 1933. Yeah, and it basically regards the foreshore, anything that's just in the tidal zone, the regular tidal zone, up and down, in between the high water mark and the low water mark. If anything is over the high water mark.
This is the question in the survey. When do you feel the most disconnected from daily life? And I was thinking for a while, I started thinking about when I was floating in the sea this morning. Like I felt totally relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, not swimming or anything. Like I was, it's better if you're wearing like a light pair of togs. I don't like wearing a wetsuit. This morning I was actually swimming naked because there's this little inlet down by the house where I live. And it's pretty private.
When did you do this?
This is just this morning, but like.
Oh, nice.
It's the only time that I've ever felt like absolutely disconnected from life. I've been stressed about things recently. Like I was physically touching nothing but the water and the air. If the water wasn't there, I'd be floating. Like I couldn't see below me. It felt like it was infinite. But I guess in Dún Laoghaire Harbour, I know anyway that it's about 12 stories deep. So imagine standing on the ground and looking up at a 12-story building, and that's the surface. I guess unless you swim as well, and sometimes even if you swim, like the tides and the currents take care of your direction for you. Like sounds are muted, only my eyes, nose and mouth were in contact with the air, like open gills. The only requirements were breathing and being relaxed.
And you wrote all that?
No, I just wrote floating.
Yeah, I've got some noises in the background. Okay, so you don't think it sounds urgent enough? Now? No problem. Where do you want me to start? Okay. About 30 meters in front of us, a gigantic sperm whale lay rolling in the water like a soaking bread roll in the moon's brimming sink. Yeah, in the moon's brimming sink. Do you not like that? Well, it refers to the sea, and the moon because the moon is the kind of governs the night, and the moon also governs the tide. So, his broad, glossy back, the colour of the soil in the South African savannah, was glistening in the sun's rays like a mirror, but lazily undulating in the crest of the sea and ever continuing to spout his vapoury jet, the whale looked like a kitchen porter who'd had enough and gone to smoke. But alas, poor whale, it would be his last. Right, I'll carry on anyway. So, as if suddenly awake after a nice dream, the ship came to life and the watchman alerted so many so fast that the laziest man to stir was telling everyone in less than 10 minutes. The sudden exclamations of the crew must have alarmed the whale. He began to lower himself into the sea, and making so few ripples as he swam, his tranquil temperament scared the crew. That's the end of the paragraph. That's good. Fine. Anyway, thank you for ringing